But I kind of wanted to ask you a bit of a personal question.
Okay. What we saying?
I think being shy is your second personality. She's not really shy,
I'm not really shy.
You know, on topic of dating and relationships as well, you know, being a single woman, and you said that you're 32, how do you kind of deal with, how do I say this in a toned down way? How do you deal with...
Turn up.
How do you deal with sexual
It is
urges,
so hard at the age.
frustration?
I think I turned 30 and then something happened. Mum, brothers, I'm so sorry for watching this, but my hormones went through the roof.
I hear that after 30.
It's actually, it doesn't, and I just feel like, biology-wise, I'm like, this is confirmation I'm supposed to be married. I'm really getting it in. Because it's so hard. And I think the urges to, especially when you are dating, to cross that line when you're around them, right? It's so much harder. You have to. And I think my saving grace is like things like sexual desires and stuff, are things that I really had to deal with in my 20s. Okay. So in my 30s, it became a choice, but my body was still saying the opposite to what I had to. I always say one of the fruits of the spirit is self-control. Yes. Because there'll be days where if it's not someone else that wants to ginger you want to ginger yourself. And I think, and this is what I always say. I say Christian women need to talk about masturbation because we only put masturbation in a conversation when it comes to men. Yes. But it's a real thing. Yes. Do you understand? Sorry, it's not really PG.
No. This conversation has gone left from the beginning.
People have their different views on it, right? And my views is not to, right? And that's my conviction, and it's hard. Yeah. It is so hard. And being, you know, sexually attracted to somebody who you are courting is hard. And I think it's made it harder. Yeah. You know?
I think when you're single versus when you're actually with somebody, it kind of amps up a little bit. It does amp up. Because if they're treating you well...
Exactly.
You know, they're good looking, you're good looking, we're both good looking.
You're both good looking. Yeah, just there, you're like, okay. Yes. There's only so many topics we can speak about. Yeah. What has helped for me is just being really open about my boundaries on that. And I say it from the beginning, and I know some people, you know, don't get it, but I'm like, I have to say it from the beginning because I made a decision a while ago that my desire to please God is more than my desire to get married. And that is something that I remember when I was 31, I went through for the first time since the breakup happened 5 years prior, I went through depression. And I remember I was in Ghana. I went to Ghana to see my friend. And a lot of people just was like, oh my gosh, she's living her best life, taking nice pictures. But part of the reason why my Ghana trip got moved forward is because I just was really, really down. And I didn't know what brought it on. And I think it was a combination of things. But good things were happening in my life. Like I just got a new job, you know, things were going well in other areas of my life. But the one thing that just didn't feel like it was making sense was marriage. And I felt like I kept meeting these really nice guys. And the moment I said to them, oh, by the way, like I'm celibate, it was like out of the window. And I just kept saying, God, I'm doing this because I want to please you. But I'm not getting, you know, the people who want to do this with me. And it's like, it's so hard. And so I had to make the choice that I have to trust God because I only want to marry that one person. And that one person, by God's grace, is out there. Amen. And so if he's out there, the rest of them who aren't willing to wait or whatnot, I just have to let them go. Yeah. And from, you know, personal experiences, it's worth it. Yeah. I think it's worth waiting. It's worth sticking by what it is you've decided to do. But it is hard. I will not lie. I will not downplay it.
I always say something I've come to realize about life is once you decide to make that tough decision to go down the unpopular path, you made a decision like this, there's radio silence. You're going to have to go through that season where it's like, do you really mean what you're saying?
Do you mean it?
Do you really mean what you've committed to? And there's going to be temptation from left, right, and centre, literally poking at you before you get to your prize. Yep. And that thing that you really want.
Yeah. And it's just, you know, like sometimes I'm like, God, like I want to share so many things I've been through so that people can see it's possible. But sometimes, especially being Nigerian as well, your testimony only feels valid when you've got the ring. And that's just not the case. I almost didn't release behind the scenes because I was like, oh, I want to say that. And someone else came and I'm married. You know, I almost didn't talk about, like I have this whole thing about purity really on my page. And I speak about purity and I remember when I shared it, I was in the relationship that I was in and we were together for over a year and we hadn't had sex. And we'd gone on holiday together, which I just don't do it.
Don't recommend. Don't put yourself in those kind of situations.
10 out of 10 don't recommend it.
It's possible, but it's possible. It's hard.
But self-control was just about there. Like other lines were crossed is what I'm gonna say. Like, and this is just the honest truth. Like other lines were crossed, penetration was crossed, but other lines were crossed. So at that point, you know. So I don't recommend it. Okay? And I'm really sorry to everyone who didn't know I went on holiday with him because I know now people are going to watch like, Sarah, you went on holiday with him? I'm just, all my mentees, my pastors, I'm really sorry. I'm an adult, I can do what I want. I'm joking. But, like, and I remember sharing this whole purity thing and just talking about how if you wait on God, someone will be willing to. And even when I met him, he was on a celibacy journey for a year and a bit. So I was just speaking about, like, you know, those men do exist. And then, like play, like a few weeks later, we broke up. And I was like, is it a joke? Like, what is going on? But I still maintain it. And I still believe it. And I'm saying this to people that even if you are in a relationship now and you and your partner have decided to be celibate, and even if you slip and then you get back on track and, you know, whatever, I believe it's possible. I see it in other people. I believe that that's, by God's grace, is what I, you know, will get.
Amen.
And the next time you see me, I might just have fun.
Yes.
You know, I just want to be like, you know, because relationships for me now, it's not a secret, but I'm very private about it. So even that previous relationship, a lot of people didn't even know I was in it. They saw me out.
Do you feel like the first, like,
absolutely
embarrassment?
Yeah, no, it was.
Embarrassment kind of caused you to become more, like, you know?
100% more protective.
More protective, that's the word,
And also, like, I didn't want to have to answer questions. And I think that's also really important. And I'm also a firm believer that whatever you post, just be prepared to pray about it because people...
We were talking about... Okay, sorry, go on.
Like, honestly, like, there's some warfare that I just don't even need, so let me not even put it out there.
Guys.
Like, it's real.
In the episode with Jessie, we spoke about monitoring spirits.
As in Roman.
And we literally made this exact point. I feel like there's some battles you won't have to face if you didn't share that thing.
Yeah, fact.